Okay, so I painted this and I'm going to put this aside to dry. It's almost dry, but not quite. So I'm just going to leave it here to dry a little bit, and I'm going to remove this while I do another craft. Okay, so this is dry now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two different rounded pendants two different ways. So the first one is going to look like that. It's going to be kept the color, it's a brass. And what you want to do is make sure you have the proper findings. So I have silver findings for this one, and I actually have brass findings for this. And findings, if you don't know what findings are, they are the things that you use to make jewelry, such as jump rings, head pins, straight pins, and other items like earring hooks and things of that nature. So this one's the one I painted silver using this paint I got from Hobby Lobby. Okay, these beads I got from Hobby Lobby as well. You can find any kind of beads. Now for this one, I'm going to add a rounded bead that I got. It was a kit with turquoise gemstones that I got from, I want to say Michaels. So you can get that, you know, either Michaels or Hobby Lobby. They both have it. Now you want to align those holes for the bead like that, so they're up and down, so from side to side, so they're less noticeable. This is a bead as well. Now you can get things that don't have a hole in it, but it's not going to really make a difference. This one's going to be a little more bohemian, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang these beads that came in a kit from Hobby Lobby, and they're going to be hooked to the bottom. They're kind of blue, they kind of have a touch of turquoise and a little bit of goldy brass, and I'm going to hang a few of those. Now these are going to be pendants. You could also make earrings. For this one, I'm going to hang these. These are silver charms. You can get these on the internet, anywhere. And you can call them, I call them teardrop charms. But I'll try to put the link for all these items, and if I can't put the link, then I will at least tell you where I got them, and you can go check that out. Okay, so this is going to go dangling on the bottom of here. So now I'm going to glue these, and what I'm going to use is, I'm going to use my E6000 clear jewelry glue, and I'm going to also be using a toothpick to apply it. But before I glue these center pieces, I'm going to be handling them a lot. So I'm going to attach the bottom beads to each one of these. So because this is more time consuming than this, I'm going to just do one or two to show you. Now first I've got to get my jump rings out. Now you gotta excuse me because I'm not in my usual habitat. We moved, and this room is a combination room, or will be, and I don't have everything I need. And in moving, I also spilled all of my case of beads. So my husband and I were picking them up off the ground, which really wasn't a fun task. You're gonna need tools like your jewelry making tools. This is a round nose, and I'll either get I got my chain nose just to open and close the jump rings. Okay, so now I got the silver jump rings, and I got them in, I believe, I want to say 4mm, but I'm not really sure anymore. These are smaller. See, these are smaller compared to these. I believe it's like 4mm and 6mm, but I mean, you can use your judgment. Okay, so what I'm gonna do before I glue these is hook a few of these little items below. Okay, so now I don't have a crazy background going on my background right there, because most of you express that it's distracting while you're trying to follow the DIY. So when you get the jump ring, gotta find the opening. So I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to open them slightly. Now you can get smaller jump rings to hang them, but I don't have it. And then I'm going to open up these. I'm going to take my pliers, and you might need a magnifying to do that. Now they do have a front and a back, okay? Because the back is sort of flat and the front raises. So what I'm going to do is I have a bigger jump ring because I've got to go through the holes. And if you have a smaller jump ring, you won't be able to do it. So see how I'm going in through the little holes that they give you? And then I'm going to, and make sure they're facing the correct way, then I'm going to close the jump ring. This works better when I have my magnifying mirror set up. Because everything is really super tiny. And I don't have that set up because I don't have a table. I'm actually doing this craft on my totes. That's right, I don't have a kitchen table anymore. I have a cafe set, and you can't really do crafts on that. Okay. So you want to adjust it. So this is what's going to look like. So you want to adjust it, and this is what's going to look like. And I'm just going to do a few more. Okay. So I'll do those off camera. So can you see it? It's a head pin, and I put that through. Now you can get shorter head pins, but right now I don't even know where my shorter head pins are. Okay, so I'm going to cut them enough that I can make a loop and then dangle them from below. So you don't want to cut them too much. Cut them a little bit. You can always cut a little more. So see how much I took out, and I saved this because you can always use that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my round nose and I'm going to make a hook, a loop. I'm going to just make a tiny loop, not a big one. See how I made the loop? Now I'm going to cut the excess off that's sticking out with my cutter tool. Just very little. So I'm going to straighten it out. So I straightened it out, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in my hand. See? And that's what it's going to look like, and then I'm going to hang it on here. So I'm going to hang one for you, then for time purposes I'm going to go do this myself outside, you know, then I'm going to do this off camera, so for time purposes you're not subjected to each one. So for this project you're going to need the filigree templates, you're going to need your jewelry working tools, you're going to need some silver paint, you can even use silver nail polish, but it's metallic-y, so you want it to look that way. You're going to need some head pins, you're going to need beads, different assorted, and then the silver charms to dangle, or whatever you choose, and E6000 glue and a toothpick to apply. I'm going to be opening these, and I really hope you're getting a good look and view of everything. Like I said, my setup is kind of odd. I do have a lot of lighting in here. One hanging, but I'm going to just go over, and I'm not sure how many I'm going to add as I go along. And then I'm going to close the jump ring. When you hear that click, you know it's closed. You want to make sure though that it's secure so you don't lose your bead. Always check it twice, your jump ring. So see how it's dangling? And I'm going to put a few more here. When I'm done, then I'm going to glue my centerpiece that I chose. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on both sides, and when I'm ready to glue, I'll come back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so I finished this one with the danglies, as you can see. Trying to let you see this. And I'm going to lay it flat so you can get a better look. So I did the danglies on this, and now I'm going to put the center piece on it. I'm going to glue it with some E6000 glue, and make sure the holes are facing up and down. Now this might be a little difficult, but get a toothpick out. I'm going to get my E6000 glue, and it's jewelry glue, and it's clear, but you want to be careful because this will come out fast. And you don't want to put too much on. So I'm going to put some on the back of it, and I'm going to wipe off the excess, and I'm kind of spreading it around. Okay, I put some on the back of it and I spread it around. Now, to make sure the holes are up and down and lined up, and then you're going to look at it. So I got to turn it around to make sure I like the placement. Now I'm going to push down. And you can always clean the glue from the back of it with a Q-tip once it's dry. So hold it for a few minutes or seconds, let up, and now you're going to let it sit for a while because it's got to dry. But I don't want it to slide, so you can get a look. That's how it's going to look. Then I'm going to put a jump ring on the top and then add it to a chain or a choker. I'm not making a chain and choker because I'm just going to use whatever chain and choker I want. And that's it for this. It's a quick, easy, turquoise, summer, fun thing to wear. You can wear it in the winter as well. But these filigree templates are great because you can use them. Oh, my cat's meowing. You can use them to make anything. I've showed you, if you look through my jewelry tutorial playlist, you will see a variety of different things that you can do and painting them too. So now I'm going to stick this aside because I really want this to dry. I don't want to mess with it anymore. So I've finished this other step. I've hung all these. I put the head pins through the beads, and then I put a loop at the end. I put my 6mm jump rings. Now I could have used the 4mm, but unfortunately to reach around and get into these little openings, you needed a wider opening, so you needed a bigger jump ring. So I matched it up with the brass, because this is brass, the other one is silver, and that one is drying. So now you could always add more or less. I might add more, two more to the side, but I like the way it looks right now. So here I go. Now this does have a little color. I could always get a touch of gold and put it there if I want to. So now I'm going to glue that like there. It's a bead and I have 2 holes at the end. So what I'm going to do is get my E6000 glue. Here's my E6000 jewelry glue. And like I said, it's clear because that's what you want. And just a very little, because when you use this, it tends to spread. So when you push down, and then you get a mess. So I'm going to put just a little, wipe off the excess, and then with my toothpick, kind of make sure it gets all over there. Okay. Now very carefully, I'm going to put it in the center, and I'm going to look at it. I have to face it this way. And see if I like it where it is. Okay, I think I like it. Now, you're going to have a little glue on the back of this, but that's okay. It'll come off. So I'm going to push. So I'm going to push and hold, and then there. And that's it. That's your pendant. And I really like the way these look. That's all there is to it. It's very simple and easy to do. All the items I will try to link below. And again, if they do not have a link, then I will list where I got them all, so that if you wanted to recreate the look, you can. this is drying, and I'm going to put this one next to it. So there's two very different pendants that have different looks, but using the same filigree. And again, they come in different shapes. And if you want to check out my jewelry tutorial playlist, it'll show you many things I made with this kit. It's a kit from Panda Hall that I got off of Amazon. And it has many different shapes. They're all in brass, and I would have gotten them in different colors, but they were only in brass, and it was the best set I found on there. So it had many different shapes, and I made rings, I've made other pendants, earrings, and the list goes on and on. It's endless things you can make. I made slave bracelets. And so you can really get creative with this filigree templates. I'm very happy I purchased this because you get a lot. I forget how much, but I'll put how much under this video in the description box. So be sure that when this is over, you go ahead and check that out. So that's it. That's all I had to do to create this look, was just paint this. And by the way, the paint that I used for this dries very fast. So there it is. I painted the front and the back, and this will look really nice. And these charms, you can get these charms anywhere. And go ahead and check out my jewelry tutorials, because you'll be happy to see that I have a variety of different ways that you can do these type of things if you're interested in this set. And I'm really happy I got this set, and I know you will be too if you go get the same set. Try making one of these. I really can't wait to wear this. It'll go good with a pair of earrings that I made. Maybe I'll make more things. So I'll be hopefully coming back, because I have a lot of other ideas, and I'll be more organized. So here it is finished. Now you can put this on a chain or a choker. I obviously have to put jump ring in there so it hangs better, but I just wanted to give you the idea. So that's what the one looks like. Painted silver. Trying to give you a good light without too much going on. So that's it, and that's what it would look like on a choker, but you can put this on a chain, even a long chain. And this is what this would look like. I can't put it on a choker, but if you had one that was a brass colored choker or a brass colored chain, or any kind of chain that you might want to put, that's the finished product. And that's what it would look like. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.